Everyone, welcome to Music Cheat Codes. My name is Eric Philip Richard, the host of this new live stream that is dedicated to helping everyone be able to start playing music. And the big goal is to try to grow the literacy rate of music, as in everyone being capable of speaking the language and creating within the language of music. A near universal literacy rate in 150 years. That is my dream, and this is a small little part of me attempting to contribute to that reality. So, last week's episode, we went over what it means to be a musician, what makes a musician, in which my personal definition is musician, a technician of inspiration. And everyone is able to utilize inspiration inside themselves to achieve a lot of different things in life, like cooking a nice meal, or rearranging your apartment for a better vibe, or, drawing a picture, or taking a photo, or going for an inspired hike or walk. All of that is the act of utilizing one's inspiration to achieve an end. And the only thing that we're trying to do here is utilize that same exact impetus of inspiration and apply it to the audio arts. We also reviewed musical gatekeeping, in which educators and other people in our lives take something that is filled with so much joy and brings so much joy into our lives and makes it heavy and burdensome. And that is gatekeeping within education, because all education has the capacity to be exciting, to be fun, to be thrilling, and to be able to find a direct and immediate application so that we can achieve maximal joy in regards to learning and applying what we're learning. And that is what we are here to do. We also reviewed the mother tongue approach by Shinichi Suzuki, in which he came up with a philosophy. He's a Japanese virtuosic music educator and violinist, and came up with a educational philosophy about approaching music like it is the first language someone is speaking. And with that, you don't start with sheet music and trying to read all the notes on the page and connect it to the hands or what have you, or even memorizing lines of another person's song or other people's phrases. But when we learn our mother tongues, if you've ever seen a baby or a child do it, they are mimicking sounds around them from what they're hearing. And they're playing with it, ooh, ee, ah, goo, ga, boo, ga, boo, da, da, until they get cookie, right? That is the approach to music education that we're going to take. Playful and experimental, allowing ourselves to make some silly sounds while we move towards making very, very beautiful sounds. Also with that, music is a great language in that we are constantly improvising and playing with pitch. So we also reviewed how so much of our lives is already utilizing the exact things that you need to engage with, to be making music, which in conversation you're improvising, you're also using pitch in different ways to achieve a different communication spectrum with someone. So we're all already using melody, moving the pitch around with our voices. We also have a rhythm and a meter to the way that we're speaking, where if we start talking really fast, right, or if we speak slowly and deliberately, we are evoking a completely different emotional spectrum. And that's exactly how we can achieve things with music. And after that, we also went through a couple practical exercises with your hands to get your fingers moving, right? And encouraging everyone to engage with singing along with music, but not simply like the main lyric or the main hook of the song, but sing with the bass line or the piano line or the horn line and try to explore deeper into the music and expand your ear's capacity to hear the different parts of it. The more that we engage our body with music by either tapping along with the different parts of the song, the different instruments playing their different parts, or singing along with it, the more we are increasing our musical literacy. All right? That's a review of what we did last week. Today, we are going to review in episode 2 what makes a song and how to make your first one. Now, I know that can seem a little intimidating, but we are going to approach it in an extremely playful manner so that we can review the different parts of songs and be able to explore it without the seriousness of making some magnus opus, right? Now, when it comes to making a song and starting this journey with music, I would like to look at it like you're digging a big trench, or maybe even better than a trench, like you're trying to divert water to a new area, from a lake to a little pond that you've created. If you're doing it by yourself and you don't have any heavy machinery, you're just using a shovel. And when you strike that ground the first time and you do that first shovelful, it doesn't feel like much. But shovel after shovel, we slowly start clearing the area and manifesting, creating what it is that we're trying to accomplish, which is the flow of the inspiration of music from the main body of water to our little inlet, right? Which is us singing and making songs and playing with other people. So today, we are going to go over how to take those first couple strikes at the ground. Now, I want everyone to know that the musicians that you love, and I've seen a couple fantastic documentaries where you see really great and famous musicians in the studio, and they will start by creating the goofiest lyrics or the silliest thing, and it will honestly not sound great. And they keep playing with it and laughing about it until suddenly they're like, maybe we should take this song a little seriously, right? If we approach creating something with that same energy of burdensomeness, right, then it's going to be so difficult to actually achieve following through. Instead, I invite you to engage with creating your first song and exploring these things with me with a sense of absolute play, like you're a kid in a sandbox or at a playground, because that's what it is. It's playing. All right? Oh, and look, we got a viewer in here. Feel free to say hi in chat. Thanks for being here. So, we are going to go over in this stream the different components that make a song. All right? And we're going to simplify it a whole bunch so it's nice and approachable. We are going to go over the magic of repetition and how to utilize repetition and some variation to make something that sounds pretty cool, and how easy it is to actually kind of make something cool simply by utilizing repetition. Then after repetition, we are going to do our songwriting exercise, our first song, in which I invite you to have a little maybe notepad next to you, or if you aren't watching on your phone right now, you could use your phone to even record a little tiny bit on your voice recorder or something of that nature, or download a free app for voice recording. Or there's also for iOS and Android a app called Zen Beats, and I'll put this in chat right now. I highly recommend it. It's completely free. It's made by Roland, and I love that company. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I hope to be one day. Zen Beats. It's a fantastic free program, and it will stay free. You can download that as well to your phone. I encourage that anyways for just playing around with a little piece of music software. That's pretty powerful. And after we go through our songwriting exercise, I am then going to take everything that we've reviewed, and I'm going to show you all in a very quick manner on my DAW how these different components stack quickly to make something that can sound pretty sweet, even though I'm going to do it very goofy. So that's the review. After that, we will be doing a Q&A session for anyone that's here. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, always feel free to say hi in chat. Reach out if you have any questions while I'm going over any material, or share any experiences that you have with music, or with these different aspects of music that we'll be covering today. And if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to see covered in future episodes of Music Cheat Codes, I'm always open to suggestions. And with that, we're going to hop right into it. All right, song components. So we're going to go over 4 main components. We're going to give a big section to the 4th one. We're actually going to cover it in a whole nother part. But the three main ones, a decent amount of people already know. We have melody, harmony, and rhythm. All right? And now let's go over each one of those. Rhythm, you can look at as almost the creation of a box or a foundation to a house that you're about to build. It's most simply expressed with a simple clap. That's our rhythm right there. And that's all it is. Now from there, right, I guess if you want to get technical, someone would call this our BPM. But since I'm clapping, it's kind of musical. From there, you can accent different parts of the beat, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just like that, you're starting to feel a little bit of a pulse. And with rhythm, you can get crazier and crazier with it, where you start to subdivide it, which all that means is 1, 2, 3, right? Now, a great way if you want to just practice rhythm is like I was just doing. This is the greatest thing about music. All you need to do to get really good with rhythm is be able to count to kind of any given number, but typically in music, the main numbers are 3 or 4. And what I mean by that is you keep counting to 3 over and over again, or to 4 over and over again. And you literally count it out loud while clapping. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, we start getting really crazy real quick. All you do is in that practice right there, any of it, like only clap on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or clap on the 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or clap on the 3. Or let's say clap on the 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you want to get really crazy, you speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you count to 4. And let's say we clap on the 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I promise you, if you just sit there, do that little bit of counting, and do that little bit of clapping, and you put a little bit of time into that just to start your day, or just if you want to start to engage. One, you're probably going to start feeling your brain do a whole bunch of weird stuff, which that means you're building new neurological connections. Good. Two, that will save you so much time when you decide to go and start to play an instrument, or you start doing different types of things with your voice, like let's say rapping or singing, things of that nature. Okay? Next we have, I guess we'll cover melody, which melody is basically just this. It's the line of the brushstroke. It's a beautiful little cloud in the sky. It's the poignant main figure. It's the main tree of the Bob Ross painting that you're looking at, right? And it's very simple to approach melody. It's typically, in the easiest of settings, is a repeated single note line. And the way we're going to approach it is everyone has what's called a tonal center. I know that could be a little intimidating phrase here. But what that means is that we all have a kind of standard pitch that our voices rest at while we're speaking. And that's my tonal center. And, right? And what we're going to do is we take our tonal center and we either go up a note or two, or we go down. So, melody. And that truly, essentially, is what melody is. Now, harmony is when you start to relate different notes to each other, right? Now, that we're not going to spend as much time on today because it's a lot easier to do that with an instrument that can play multiple notes. But just so that you can understand it, I got my piano right here. And so now we're going to, let's see, what was my note? F. It's F today. So I think that's what I was doing, right? And harmony is other notes that relate to these couple notes, all right? Harmony. So in the easiest definition of harmony, it is the relationship between two or more notes. Nice and simple. Now we get into the super fun of all of this. Actually, beforehand, for anyone that's here, I would like you to just think of a song that you love, and I would like you to think about the different components that are in it that we just reviewed. So, and it's good to start to try to digest music a little bit in this way, where you have the rhythm. Now that's, a lot of people think, okay, that's the drum beat, but what about the rhythm of the voice, the singer? Or what about the rhythm of the guitarist? Even the guitar solo is using rhythm, right? Okay, how about the relationship between the notes on the bass and the notes of the person singing? And just try to hear it. Just try to focus in on those and try to tune your ear to those different sections and those different parts. Or how about the melody of, well, easily, the voice? Or how about the melody of the guitar solo? Or even, is the bass line playing a little bit of a melody? And if we want to get abstract, what about the melody of the drums? Because that's every drum is a different pitch, so that it means that there is a little bit of a melody happening there. So what's the singing line of the drums? Because every instrument can sing, every instrument can harmonize, and every instrument can be rhythmic. And now we're going to get into the fourth part that really makes music happen, really makes it shine. And that is this wonderful, wonderful word called repetition. Repetition is the key, the magic keystone to unlock the doors of music. All right? So let's say we take something really, really silly and simple, right? Go, la, la, la. Now, if I just do that, la, 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 it is kind of lame. You know, if someone just randomly, la, 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 like, what is that? Now, what happens when we repeat it? La, 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 la. Ooh, now it's starting to become what I like to call an earworm, right? Really gets in there. If you saw a little tiny kid, like a 5-year-old, hitting a la 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 like that, you'd be like, wow, this kid's got some talent. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Seems simple, but it's actually very profound. From that simple la la la, repeated in a consistent rhythm, you have the foundations of a song. Now let's say we screw it up a little bit, right? We go la la la, la la la, bloop, bloop. Ooh, oh, that felt so bad, right? So just that la la la, magic. Now where it really starts to become compositional, which is hilarious, talking about a la la la, is this concept of variation, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do that la 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 repetition again. And then on the third time I repeat it, I'm going to change one of the notes. And then I'm going to go back to the first one. So check this out. La la la, 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 la la la. And now we got something that's moving. Now that doesn't even feel like it's a 5-year-old thing anymore. It kind of starts to feel like we got a real song going on. It's truly, genuinely that simple. Now, if you engage with just the most basic form of what I was just covering, you are actively becoming musically literate. 100%. 100%. The more that you engage in that playful manner, you are genuinely becoming this dictionary definition of a musician. All right? And again, I need to tie it back in. That is the step we all need to take so that we can achieve universal musical literacy and bring so much more joy into our lives and everyone else's around us. We're just going to keep on swinging through this, and I'm going to review a little songwriting exercise. So if you're watching this on a playback and you can pause it and everything like that, then I highly recommend whipping out your phone, or if you're sitting at a computer especially, whip out your phone for this, because I think it's great to record some of it. But if you're a little bit too shy about that, then you can also just whip out a little notepad and paper, and I'll review with how you can kind of, do very, very basic notation. And no, we're not going to be writing out notes and all this other stuff. We're just going to use kind of squiggles and dots and make something a little cool, okay? So once you have the notepad in front of you, we are going to focus first on silly sounds. And listen, if you got something that's a little bit more emotionally tied into something that means something to you, you want to actually explore creating a little bit more of an emotionally serious piece, completely fine. But I encourage you, for the sake of playing, I encourage you to engage with this exercise in a goofy manner so that we can get some laughs, laugh at ourselves, and just kind of, in general, have a fun time. I like the belly laugh a little bit more. Although, I'm a sad boy, so I also write very heavy music sometimes. All right, so I got the whiteboard behind me, and we're going to review how to do this. So the very first thing that we're going to do, because I'm going to assume that we're using our voices. Now, if you have an instrument in front of you and you want to do that instead, that's also completely fine. It's the same basic formula, but the big one is I want you to focus on one note. Now, with the voice, it's what I would call our tonal center, like I reviewed earlier. And all that is I want you to kind of start to speak like you regularly speak, and then hold one end of a vowel out. So you hold one end of a vowel out. Hold. Typically, that's what we would call a tonal center, all right? So we're going to start there, and we're just going to make a mark, all right? So that little circle right there is our tonal center, all right? And we then are going to choose at least 2 more notes, either above or below our tonal center, to create our repeating melody. And again, we don't need to be fancy with how we're doing this. We'll just say, so hold. That's my hold right there. Let's say hold, hold, ho, ho. Sure. Ho, ho. So I'm going to do an up and down. Ho, 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 ho. Okay? Ho, ho, ho. And there we go. Ho, 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 ho. And then we're back to our tonal center. Okay? Now, I'm looking at it, and it looks like a crazy treasure hunt, I mean. But it's very easy. We got note 1, note number 2, and note number 3. And then we return to note 1 and repeat the pattern. Ho, 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 ho. Nice and simple. So there's our melody, okay? And you know what? Let's say that the whole thing is actually going to be these 4 notes, and I repeat them, so I repeat them like this. Ho, 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 ho. Now let's say we want to put some words to it. So we're going to make it nice and fun. We're going to do music is yours. 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 And now, we already have a little bit of our rhythm going from what I was just singing. So, music is yours. Music is yours. Feel that? Music is yours. Music is yours. Right? So you can tap your foot or clap your hands. And that right there is your first step to making your first song. Now, if you want to change it up, you would make another little phrase. Let's say, music is yours. Let's all have fun. Screw it. And now we add variation into it. Music is yours. Music is yours. Let's all have fun. Let's all have fun. Music is yours. Music is yours. Let's all have fun. Let's all have fun. Boom. And then at any moment, you can say, I want to change the notes that I'm doing, right? And then you choose from your tonal center. Let's say you go up instead of down to the number 3. You go up to a number 3 and then back down. Music is yours. Music is yours. Let's all have fun. Let's all have fun. Music is yours. Music is yours. Let's all have fun. Let's all have fun. All of a sudden, you got your first song. It's right there, nice and easy, right? So if you engage with that, listen. And if you record anything like that, highly recommend, please put it up on the Discord. I would love that. It would be so fantastic to see up there. And you should feel awesome about doing it. Celebrate. I celebrate you. If I'm not seeing it live while you're doing it, good on you. You have taken your first steps and written your first little song. All right? So absolutely, congratulations for making that happen. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right. And now I would like to show everybody a little bit of an example of how we can take these seemingly very simple things and how all these different components kind of work together. Okay? So I got my DAW here. You can't see it on the screen, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do is, let's see, I think I was doing a 6 count there. So I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And we're going to loop it. So check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to add in the music is yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Music is yours. Music is yours. 5, 6. Music is yours. 5, 6. Music is yours. 5, 6. Music is yours. And let's say we want to add, I don't know. Music is yours. 5, 6. So you hear I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember earlier in it, I said that you can hit a couple numbers in it. So we're going to do a clap on the 1 and the 4. All right, check this out. 5, 6. Music is yours. 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 5, 6. Now I'm going to do a tss. All right? I'm going to do a tss on the other numbers. So it'll be 1 4 1 4 1 All right.
Music is yours. 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 Music is yours.
Yeesh, we blasting off over here.
Music is yours.
And then, just for fun,
Music is yours. Music is yours.
we're gonna hit that. Why not? There's our harmony, right?
Music is yours. 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 Music is yours.
Yes.
Music is
Yes, it
yours.
is.
Music is yours.
Just like that, we got a song going.
Music is yours.
And if we really want to bust it out, we bring out some beatbox. And now I'm just gonna have way too much fun for 2 seconds.
Music is yours. Music is yours. Music is yours. Music is yours. Music is
Oh yeah, then we need a bass line or something, right?
Music is yours.
Bum 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.
Music is yours. 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 Music's yours now. Music is yours. Music's yours now. Let's go have fun. Let's go have fun. Let's go have fun. Music is yours. Music is yours.
Music is yours, everybody. Music is yours. So again, to review it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? As the very, very beginning of all this. Here, I'll undo, right? Actually, I can't undo everything. I won't. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we have the
music is yours. 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 Music is yours.
goofy. Then we have a clap on the 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have on the 2, 3, and the 5, 6. Right? 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. And then I'm just being a goofball with the beatbox and the bass. Right? So all those, we have the components of rhythm, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Melody is yours. Music is yours. Music is yours. Music is yours. And the harmony. Music is yours. 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 And what makes it fun? Repetition. And that is the magic right there. Is the repetition. So just by repeating each one of those parts and being able to stack those repetitions on top of each other, you put that into a little program, and very quickly it becomes a song. And I mean, that was goofy as all heck, but it was fun. And it sounded okay, you know? If I went to an open mic and someone was doing that, I'd be pretty pumped. I got to be honest. And yeah, so the takeaway from it, with all these simple things that we did and we covered today, the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then the melody, bum, 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 starting at your tonal center, repeating all those things and combining them together quickly, very quickly, we get actual songs out of it. And then you add in a little tiny bit of variation in there, and suddenly it really starts to breathe as a piece. So I encourage everybody to engage with starting to create their own song. Again, I highly recommend downloading a program. If you're on Android, the best is ZenBeats as far as I'm concerned. If you're on iOS, you could do either ZenBeats or GarageBand. If you're using a Mac computer, and you can have a microphone on your Mac, then GarageBand is fantastic. It's absolutely free. And if you're on a PC, I would say do Cakewalk, but you may need a little bit extra equipment to get the microphone and stuff in there if you want to do it with your voice. But you can also play with clips and other things like that. There's a lot of tutorials online. And again, if anyone is interested in me doing an episode about any of these programs, I absolutely would cover them on Music Cheat Codes. As well, episode 3 will be happening next Saturday. And I don't know what instrument that I want to do, but I am intending to do an instrument. Now, we could dive deeper into the voice if anyone wanted to see the different ways that you can play with your voice, which I think is a fantastic instrument. It's honestly my favorite, just because you can do so much with it if you consider the beatboxing and all the weird sounds that you can make with this thing. I mean, heck, even whistling, right? It's a really versatile instrument. But if anyone, I'm leaning towards either piano or guitar. But again, if anyone really would like to have a vocal episode, I would love to jump into that too. Or if anyone wants me to jump into a piece of software so that we can explore how to play around in that software a little bit more, I'm super willing to go through it and have an episode dedicated to any software anyone wants to review. Now, today I was using Ableton Live. It costs money, but it is a fantastic program. Highly recommend it. I've been using it for years and years and years. But any of the other softwares, the free ones that I just suggested, they are all also very, very powerful and really, really fun to use. So with that, we have engaged with you taking the first steps to creating your first song, and hopefully actually creating your first little song. And even if it's something silly like this, right?
Music is yours. Music is yours.
That is a massive, massive victory. It's a massive victory, and it should be celebrated. I'm celebrating you. Remember, music is yours. Play it now, learn it later. And let's get this universal music literacy up in the world.